people think it's unprofessional, but I go on a tangent, so this is just to keep me out of the show. So anyway, that's a little bit about my parents and my siblings. Something that really, really affected me was the influence of my grandfather, and I brought him up a little bit. And he was just this, like I said, he was overweight, but he was tall, but he was strong, you know what I mean? Like, he could do anything. He was larger than life. He was just amazing. And he would come over for many years. He would come over in the morning, like while we were getting ready for school, or in the morning over the summer, to talk with my mom over coffee. And actually, when I say talk with my mom, I mean scream at each other. Because that's how they communicate. There's yelling, because they're just so passionate. They don't hate each other. That's just how they communicate. So every morning my grandpa would come over and it would be really lively. And I had this coloring book. And I remember it was full of bunnies. And I colored in this page. I don't know how old I was, maybe 7, I wouldn't say. And I colored in this page I thought looked really good. Alright? And I brought it over to my grandfather in the morning. He's sitting there with my mom. I was like, Grandpa, look, I colored this page. And he was like, what is this? This is horrible. I'm like, what do you mean, Grandpa? I said, look at it. The colors are all light, like, well, make vibrant colors, press down on the crayon. Let's get this out of my face. Hey, Grandpa. So then, after I got home from school today, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna show him. I pressed so hard on those crayons. I made this really bright, beautiful bunny picture. It was good. Like, yeah, I'm gonna show this to Grandpa tomorrow morning. So I take it out there. Grandpa, look, I made you another picture. He's like, what is this? What's all this white space around the outside? What, you can't color out here? This is horrible. Get this out of my face. Sorry, Grandpa. I was thinking away. Oh, I'm gonna show that. Next bunny page. Oh, I made a beautiful sky, or the bunnies I pressed hard. I broke 17 crayons. Just trying to draw it. These beautiful colors. I made grass. I put a sun up in the corner. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna show him. This is some good ass shit. I didn't say that because I was 7, but the sentiment was it. So the next morning I said, oh, Grandpa, look at this. He's like, what is this? Oh, a sun? How original. Sky, grass, what, you can't put them at a party or a picnic or something? Get this out of here. And I never showed him another piece of it. I just feel like somehow that affected my brain. Never good enough for Grandpa. Gotta be trying. My grandpa, he was the patriarch of our family. You know, larger than life. I got some family cousins here, so they know. Anybody who ever met my grandfather, he left an impression. But the one thing that really sticks with me about him is that he had a way with words. He would use these idioms or like these phrases that nobody else ever used in the history of life. He would use them like they were common phrases. I don't know where he got them from. But if we were taking a really long time to do something, like he'd be like, oh, go out and pick those beans. And then, you know, we're messing around, we're picking the beans, and he'd come out there and be like, you guys are taking too long. You guys are gonna be picking these beans till the Timbuktu rolls over. No one else has ever said that. What does that mean, Grandpa? The Timbuktu rolls over? The Timbuktu rolls over. Do you ever remember him saying that? You don't remember him saying that one to me. What are you saying? Is that a long time? He would say, the Timbuktu. He would say, and me and my dad, we all say this all the time. If we were sitting down with Thanksgiving dinner or we're having a big meal, and he would come over like he's gonna say a speech, and he'd be like, garbage up, kids. Oh, that sounds so appetizing, Grandpa, thank you. called the garbage. I don't know, garbage up. That is one thing we say all the time. Anytime there's a family feast, some one of us look at each other and say, garbage up, kids. Garbage up. He liked words. It's not like he went to college or anything, but he was a very smart man, and he would like grab onto these favorite words. And his favorite word that I remember was discombobulated. He said discombobulated all the time. And when me and Lisa went on a trip, we went to my little brother's family, before they were in Boston, because he's in the Coast Guard, that's why he goes all over the place. His wife is also in the Coast Guard, and they were in Alaska. And me and Lisa went to go visit him in Alaska, and it was right when Mitchell Field had just added the recombobulation area, which is not a real word, but you know what it means. And the person who put that up, I read an article, he said he just wanted to add a little bit of humor because, you know, it's a stressful time. Recombobulation area, that's hilarious. And we're like, recombobulation. He would say, you know, discombobulated, but it's the same root, the same word. That trip, me and Lisa almost got arrested in the airport. Where were we, Seattle?
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a couple of different flights to get to Alaska from Milwaukee, and then we had to stop in Seattle, and we went and we thought was a departure gate or whatever it is. We were sitting there and nobody's around, and we're looking at the time, we don't know what's going on, and like, oh, we should be loading. We didn't know. I guess we were not like well-traveled travelers. But we heard our names. They were like, Lisa and Stacy Pawlowski, you have to get to gate X or whatever. We're like, shit, we're at the wrong gate, they're calling our name. And so we gather our stuff and we start running. And there was this lady behind this desk. I swear to God, there was this lady behind this desk. And she was like, go, you're gonna be late, go through that door. And everybody's already boarded, right? And so we see the door, I rip it open and start tearing down the stairs. And you're not supposed to do that. Alarms start going off, lights are flashing. I'm like, come on, we gotta go! And Lisa's like, I don't think we're supposed to go! We're not supposed to! There's lights, and I'm like, they said go! And this whole group, like, every security guards, police officers come over, and they're like, they pull us out, and they're like, what were you doing? We're like, the lady! And we look, there's nobody behind that. She said, what lady? I don't know! She had a hat on, we thought she was official. They're like, we're gonna call the feds. You can get arrested for this. And all these people are down there waiting to get on the plane. They don't know what's going on. They're two idiots from Milwaukee. And she kept saying the same thing. We're like, okay, are we getting on the plane, lady, or not? So we did not get arrested. But they really gave us the business. Oh, see, I got sidetracked again. I was talking about Grandpa. So, this is the best. We were up north, and maybe about the same time. I don't know, Jimmy was maybe 11 or something at the time. Maybe at the same time as when he wanted to be fat. I don't know, we were kids. And so we were visiting my grandparents up north. And when we would do that, us kids would sleep in the living room, so maybe somebody would take the couch. So at this point, Lisa had the big couch, and me and Jimmy were on the floor on like those chairs that flip out. You know what I mean? In college, they call them a flip and fuck, which is inappropriate for the story. So we're sleeping on these little beds, and like I always said, what I said before is, when my mother and my grandfather would speak, they didn't speak, they screamed in each other's face. And the kitchen there was right next to, there was just like carpet turning a tile, it was just connected. And what you would do every time is your kid, you want to sleep, they get up, they start screaming at each other over coffee, and you're like, oh God, just let me fall asleep for 10 more minutes, I just want to fall asleep and zone them out. And so they would wake you up. But you pretend to sleep, hoping you would eventually fall asleep. So I'm laying there. My mom and my dad at that point and my grandpa are all talking over coffee, and I'm pretending / praying I'll fall back asleep. And as they're talking, my grandpa had this computer over on the side. The computer was not working properly. And his brother, Uncle Bob, had come over and had looked at the computer and tried to fix it. So my grandpa's telling the story. And what he meant to say was, well, Uncle Bob went over and farted around with it, but he couldn't figure it out. But that's not what he said. What he said was, Uncle Bob went over there and farted, but he couldn't figure it out. So me and my brother are laying in the living room pretending to sleep. And we hear this. And we don't know anybody else to wake, because we're all really trying to sleep. And we hear he says, Uncle Bob went over there and farted. And in my head, I'm just like, did you say Uncle Bob farted? And a full minute went by, and I'm just thinking this. And I don't know exactly when, but either me or my brother went. And then instantly the two of us were like, we're rolling around laughing, because we didn't know the other one heard and the other one heard. Just that one little, and we're dying. But from my grandpa's perspective, he didn't know he said anything wrong. He thought, he farted around with it. That was one of the things he would say. He farted around with something. He messed around with it. And he sees us two kids seemingly out of nowhere wake up in an explosion of laughter. And he goes, what the hell is wrong with them damn kids? And that sets us off even more. I remember if Lisa had heard it or not, because I was so in hysterics. And the thing was, it was like my mom and dad knew damn well why we were laughing, because they caught it, but they were mature enough to let it go. Not us. But the fact that we lay there for 60 full seconds before we started laughing. So anyway, that's the grandpa stories. All right.